All new at 6, the ongoing Russian war on Ukraine has escalated in several ways, and it has the potential to escalate even more in the future. 7 News reporter Bailey Martin is live in the studio now with updates on this 7-month-long war. Bailey.
Referendums in Russia have increased turmoil in the 7-month-long war on Ukraine. With Russians fleeing the country and threats of nuclear weapons made by Vladimir Putin, the state of the war is continuing to escalate.
Protests, violence, and fleeing. President Biden recently addressed the United Nations by condemning the 7-month Russian war on Ukraine after their decision to escalate.
Russia has shamelessly violated the core tenets of the United Nations Charter. No more important than the clear prohibition against countries taking the territory of their neighbor by force.
Russian election officials have resorted to knocking door to door, conducting unofficial referendums, ballots in hand and soldiers by their side. West Liberty University political science professor Dr. Brian Fitzpatrick says Russia is upsetting the national order by invading their neighbor and essentially stealing part of Ukraine with this unofficial poll.
They're asking, hey, do you want to be part of Russia or not? The vote will be yes. Say the people of these places want to be part of Russia. At least that's what the Russians will be reporting. That won't actually be a legitimate vote. That's what they'll report. They'll say, all right, this is now part of Russia. This is Russian sovereign territory. And therefore, they'll try and frame it as then a defensive war, not them, invading another country.
He says this in agreement with Secretary of State Antony Blinken.
This is a diabolical strategy, violently uprooting thousands of Ukrainians, bus in Russians to replace them, call a vote, manipulate the results to show near unanimous support for joining the Russian Federation.
Vladimir Putin's announcement of a partial mobilization of 300,000 new soldiers, Russia's first since World War II, has sparked protests, violence, and a major exodus of one-way flights and backed-up traffic leaving Russia, full of passengers who would rather flee their home country than be called up.
Not really lots of Russian people want to fight and want to be mobilized and want to go to the army.
And as for Putin's statement on the possibility of bringing in the use of nuclear weapons?
He really got desperate. He thinks he's going to lose power. There is the possibility he could use nuclear weapons, although that possibility remains very slim, because of course if he used nuclear weapons, there would be retaliation from the international community.
One man chose this war. One man can end it.
Ukraine President Vladimir Zelensky told UN delegates that his forces would not stop until they claimed all of Ukraine. Reporting live in the studio for 7 News, I'm Bailey Martin, working for you.